Hi everyone, it's JoJo, and now this is where the real mess begins. The real fun starts. I'm going to make my embellishments. I made this in the last video, so I have to figure out where I want to go and what I'm wanting to do. And I think I'm going to start with this, which is a little journaling card, and I'm going to make it into a paper pack. I already have some paper torn, but it may not be the right size. So I'm going to just put me a few sheets up here like this. Turn that one over. And I'm going to fold them in half. I was going to do all of this off camera, but and then just come and put it together, but I thought you might want to actually see the process. So when it starts getting repetitive or I'm doing the same thing, then I may pause it and come back, so that way you're not all watching the same thing over and over. I'm actually going to, I got a tiny space, I'm sorry, but I'm going to lay the book or the signature aside for now, so that way I can work on one thing at a time. So I don't have a tear ruler, and I like my edges to look torn, so these are already torn a little bit, but I'm just going to tear some of this off, and I'm going to tear this edge a little bit more. I like the torn look, and I'm just going to take just a little bit off this edge, if it works out that way. Sometimes the paper has a mind of its own. So I think I'm going to go just a little bit more on this one. There, that's better. And I'm going to do the same thing with these. And the reason I'm tearing these two sides separately is because I really want them to be different. Kind of like that. Sorry, I'm not used to talking and crafting at the same time. So that one on the outside. And then I want this one a little bit shorter. See if these will even perfect. And then on this one, I'm going to just tear off the edges around it, and I think I'm going to throw him in the middle. So then I'm going to ink my edges. This is where I get really messy. This ink is messy. I will try to go fast. Does anybody have a different method that they use when they ink to make it quicker? This is the part that I dislike the most. I love the look. I just don't like to ink. and I may not be by myself, but please leave me a comment and let me know if you like to ink or not. I'm just curious if I'm by myself. I dyed this paper myself, and this because I had to hurry up and dry it because I was afraid that I did too many back. I think it was like in 2019. So I used my iron and it left marks on it, and I kind of like that. The iron helped me dry it quick. Sorry, I'm really trying to hurry because I don't want to bore you with this. But I'm going to make this into like a little journaling pad. I think these look cute in the journal. It's hard to stay in camera and ink. So is everybody having a good week? I'm really trying hard to get this journal finished so that way you can see it finished. I had been away from journaling for a while, making them. So there's so much that I kind of forgot with everything going on. But they say that depression will do that to you. And the only way that I'm finding for me, not for everybody, but for me to get out of depression is to force myself to get up every day and make something, do something. Can't sit and dwell on all the issues that have been bothering me. So, and I can't change it. If I could change things that go on, then that might help, but that depresses me even more. I like to have control of some of the stuff so that way I can make changes. But when you can't, or when I can't, then I find that if I pour myself into making something, doing something, I feel better because whenever I craft, I don't think so much about all the bad stuff that's going on. I'm focused more on what I'm making and what I'm doing. And then whenever I talk to a lot of you in the junk journaling world, that really helps. This has letterings on it. So I'm going to put it right side up. But no, whenever I talk to y'all, it really helps me. And I can't thank you enough for that and for your support, emotional support. It has meant a lot. So thank you all for that. I'm coming around. I'm doing better. And I'm starting to really get excited about the journals again. So I want to sew this into this. And you know what? When I need something, it's not sitting right here next to me. I need some of my clips. And the reason I have so many of these clips is I used to be into miniatures years ago, and I would take these clips and I would turn them into little purses. And they looked really cute whenever, you know, I'd make room boxes. Hopefully that'll hold that down. So that's why that there's an abundance of those. And I need, okay. So the way that I do this is I am going to make me a little fake line there. I think I put it in the right spot. Yep, I'm cutting in the right spot. So I don't need to have it this big. That was my scrap. But with this paper, I use a recipe card because it was easier for me to cut that line. But now I'm going to fold it. And really, it's just the length that I'm worried about here. And having some width. Because I'm going to fold it. Overlook my fingernails. I got paint on them and couldn't get it off. But then I'm going to fold it in half again. And then I'm going to fold this one up to the middle line here. Just going to fold it to that middle line right there. And then on this side, I'm going to fold it right up here to where they meet on the middle line. And then I'm going to come here, and where they meet right in the middle here, I'm going to put a dot. Maybe I will. I'll put a little dot here, a little dot here, and a little dot here. And you don't have to, I mean, it's just going to be a little notebook, so you don't have to be so precise. I just how I am. And I normally don't, I mean, just depending, but on these little notebooks, a lot of times I don't even use the clips. But for this video, I'm going to. And I have a really old mouse pad that I like to lay down. And you can use an awl if you have one and you'd like to. What I normally use is just my big needle. And I got this needle at Walmart. It's like a doll making needle. But I want to hold this kind of sideways. There we go. Then I'm going to go for my next hole. And the reason I hold it sideways is so that way the pages don't shift. But then I just push it through. And I have one more to do. And I'm pulling it all the way through so that way I can make my holes just a little bit bigger. I just want to make sure that I'm not going to fight with it when I go to sew it together. perfect. So then I'm going to remove that. Make sure everything stays. I was blessed. I found this whole thing for $1.25 at flea market here a while back. That is a lot. I will I will have enough of that twine to last me forever. So you don't have to use twine like I have. You could use any kind, basically almost any kind of thick thread. I've even seen people using the embroidery floss. So I have done that myself and not had a problem. I just seen this really thick cotton twine, and I thought, you know, that's just perfect for these. I can't see my hole. Okay, backing up. Sorry about this. I just have to get it closer to me. So when I stitch, I go down in the middle hole and I pull it through and I leave a tail. Then I want to come back up in my top hole and see how easy it is. When I hold it sideways, it's like it doesn't shift on me. Then I go back down in my middle hole, and I have seen people do these so many ways. And then back up. And then I'm going to go down in my first one. And I want to come up in the middle. But I want to come on the opposite side that the opposite side of this thread that we just want to cross with. And then I want to tug, take my needle off, and you can tie this in a bow if you'd like. But me, I just tie it in a knot. And clip my ends. And there we have our little journaling book. Is that cute? Now something else I like to do is I like to come in with my corner punch. And I like to punch my corners all the way around. And then I will re-ink both sides. And I like the way that the pages, the dark edges are just kind of gives the pages a different look as you flip through. So now we'll put this in our journal and move on to the next piece.